Everyone wants equality and access to fair justice. Sadly, not everyone gets it, and especially those from disadvantaged communities. And the question remains, can technology be used to ensure that justice and policies are effected and implemented? This is the Groundbreaker podcast series powered by Take 6 Africa. I am Nancy Nalima, and today on the program, I will be speaking to Rosalynn Gadoni, also known as Raz, who is the founder and CEO of DIGI Civic. We'll be talking about bridging technology, justice, and policy. Welcome. And welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Nancy.
Right. DIGI Civic.
Yes.
Oh, we just started on a complicated note.
Is it?
Lawyers, and you're always just showing us how learned you are. Break it down for us.
Great. Thank you for actually mentioning that I have a legal background, but I am merging it with public policy and an intersection of human rights as well, but particularly the social economic human rights, because how can we thrive as a society economically if we're not taking care of ourselves socially? So hence DIGI Civic, DG for digital technology or digital identity and digital inclusion, Civic for public policies and leadership strategies, governance systems, and Sphere for spherical, global, socioeconomic human rights, which are universally inherent for every human being just because of being alive or because of being a human being. So yes, DIGI Civic, an intersection of digital technology tools on how we can have conversations. You remember checks and balances back from school? Mm-hmm. So how can we use the digital tools that we're already having to have checks and balances for the public policies that are existing, the legal systems that are existing, or the laws that are existing, or rather the governance systems that are already there to advance, equip, empower, and talk about our socioeconomic human rights.
So at DIGI Civic, let's talk about what exactly goes on there. What is it that you are giving to the public?
For now, we have been thriving as a blog since January 13th, 2025. And the journey has been great. Say, the conversations that I put in there are thought-provoking. For example, an issue in just the Finance Bill 2025 that was released, that's a policy. Okay, now I'm trying to break down policy, the structures, and human rights.
Right, we're following.
Yes, great. That's a policy by being a bill. And the bill comes in and it talks about levy or systems that are trying to be brought about. And we're not understanding the language, right? There's no civic engagement, there's no civic education that is already happening for the common wananchi. Right. They know there's a bill that is coming in, but they don't know what the bill is about. So having those conversations and writing about it then brings in narratives of what is being infringed for the marginalized communities, the underrepresented, the underreserved. You're not able to have basic systems like health, education, civic participation, even freedom of expression, and right to information. That's a right. Yes. So we are trying to navigate into a way where we can be a civic legal hub and a think tank where we can have these dialogues. We have a conversation away from politics, and we are defending people through empowerment and civic education.
And when you talk about thought-provoking topics and conversations, then we think about femicide. So, and people talk about it, but how then can people understand their rights? And see, they watch news every other day. and they see these things happening. It's just another day,
Another issue.
another day, another issue.
Yeah.
How can people fully focus on what's at hand? And then now, how can a platform now be used to empower, just ensuring that people understand the law?
The first thing is education. To have an empowered society, you have to educate them. People don't know what their rights are. They don't know how they can get equipped on learning on what their rights are and even understanding what they think they understand. And you see, it's the same issues that are being addressed or raised, but never solved. Because everything to us is politics, and you know what they say, politics is politics. And because we are not educated, we don't have civic empowerment. See, countries such as Sierra Leone, yeah, they have civic empowerment, which is led by the youth through having a local radio, no politics, no decision makers or the people that we call our leaders that are involved. In fact, they sit down and they talk to these people who we call decision makers, these people who we elect, because they know that the power is with them, in them. When you look at the Constitution, it says that the power of the Constitution belongs to the citizens.
Right.
Do we know that? Do we practice that? We don't. Like I say, democracy is an underrated word that is sarcastical, to say the least, because it should be for the people, by the people, to the people. But then again, it gets access to the minority and leaves the majority, who are the ones who are under-reserved, underrepresented, and uneducated. So first things first, let's have education. Let's empower people. Let's have the civic engagement. Let us have ways in which we are addressing the issues from the root core, which is education, and empowering them so that you are learned, for example.
And speaking of the digital tools, again, making reference to the proposed finance bill of 2024 that brought a lot of chaos in the streets.
Yeah.
And it was one way for the first time that the digital space, which was X, was used. People are planning, educating, protests, educating each other about, do you know what it means for the young people? Do you know what this means for artists? Do you know what this means for... So are we on the right track?
Yes and no. Yes, because these digital tools are only majorly available for the chosen few. You see, this protest, where were they happening at mostly? Nairobi, Nakuru, Mombasa, Nyeri, urban and semi-urban. What about that youth who is in West Pokot? First of all, they don't even have a phone. Let's start from there. They don't have a way of being empowered or being informed of what is happening in their country. The only time they purport to be represented and informed is 5 years later, when there's a general election, when somebody rolls in a big car, and then later on you find the electoral body going there for a little bit of civic education to teach them, I'm putting it in quotes, to teach them how to vote. And then after that, 5 years later, that's when you go to see these people. They don't even know that there are budgetary allocations that are happening for their counties, or how they can even participate in those conversations. Say, for example, even with the rejected proposed bill, and it brought other conversations where we can have online public participation, where we were signing in reject bills. Yeah, it was virtually online. who were the people that signed those? It's you and I. You who is educated, you who's in Nairobi, you who's in Nyeri, you who's in Mombasa, you who's in Nakuru, you who's in Naivasha. Not you who is in somewhere Lokichogio. Yeah? So then again, you see, it's yes, it's kind of being there, but no, it is not fully effective for everybody.
So how can then the general public
Yeah.
be encouraged
Yeah.
to be interested in actually knowing what does the Constitution say about when I'm being arrested? Should a police officer identify themselves? So how can we get the public to be interested in law matters, in policy?
Back to the preaching, civic education,
Right.
civic empowerment. We need to make this accessible for everybody. Find a way of doing it. If Rwanda is doing that by terms of having sit downs in the community and talking about these issues, small baraza or people, in the rural, they're having these conversations, and we can see she's doing fine for herself.
Right.
Rwanda is a country, and she is very tiny compared to our country.
Yeah.
And you'll just see that she just what is it called? She just got herself from a fix, the genocide, and if they can have that revolution, do well in the terms of GDP economically, just because they're able to have systems that work for them,
Right.
we can also do that. We can have a system which is, tax money, the tax money that gets collected. I'm going to take reference from Rwanda as well. They have a system called Irembo, where the people in the urban get taxed, and that tax money is used for and by the people in the rural and semi-urban and underrepresented.
Right.
In terms of health, they don't pay for anything because the people in the urban have already gotten taxed, and that tax money is what is bringing in health, is what is bringing in education. So if that can work, why can't we do that?
Right.
Mention back the Constitution, 2010 Constitution. She's 15 years old, a whole teenager. Yet the rights, and we have one of the very powerful constitutions in Africa and worldwide, but it is the most misunderstood constitution. 10 years ago, we had a very wonderful thing called the freedom of expression. We'd be talking to other African countries. Our neighbor here, Uganda, couldn't and still can't have freedom of expression freely.
Right.
I think we have borrowed that not having freedom of expression in the current day and era, yet the Constitution says we should have freedom of expression. Yet the Constitution says that we should enjoy the right and freedom of privacy.
DIGI Civics Fair.
Yes.
As you try to, do civic education and now doing it on digital platforms as well, what did you say has been a major hurdle? Just looking at how information is being consumed, what did you say is a challenge or a gap that is still existing?
One, assuming that digital literacy is uniform for every county. That's a lie, that's a fallacy. We don't have the same advancement, you and I, we don't have it, compared to the person who is in Marsabit. So you and I who can be able to do that, you and I who can be able to navigate that, we are the ones being seen a little bit. We are the ones who are being visible in this system. And the majority of the people are the ones who are invisible. Say, for example, a farmer back in somewhere, Tana River County, and he's doing well in agriculture, and then boom, a system comes in. It says that you're supposed to be taxed ABCD amount of money from your own land, from the farm produce that you're having. And this guy relies majorly on WhatsApp to sell his produce, to even get clientele and such kind of stuff. And this system is rolled out, and he's told you need to register your farm or your business, your store. You need to register it. From where? From how? They don't even know what an eatings is.
Right.
They're still struggling with understanding what shifsha is. The second one is where legislators will come and say that, oh, rural areas are going to catch up with the urban. When are we going to catch up? When are they going to catch up? Yeah? If every county has a governor, deputy governor, a senator, and a member of parliament, a woman rep, their sub things that are called words, yeah? And all these legislations, they have speaker, deputy speaker, and all that. So if every county has that, why are they equally, in terms of Kenya, equally having the same representation, yet when it comes to advancement, they will catch up?
Talk to us about the future of DIGI Civic Fair, because right now you're already rolling with a blog that has the conversations that are very catchy. The banning kind of conversations. So what does the future look like in that sector as you try to educate and empower and ensure that we know our rights, we know the law, and we understand policies?
Yeah. I would like to say that the future is bright, but still, before we get to the sun, I think we have to land somewhere in the clouds before we get to the skies. So the dream is to have a civic legal hub and a think tank where people from grassroots levels are coming in and we're having these conversations. Other than that, we also envision to have town hall barazas in every county and in the sub-county level as well,
Right.
or per se even in the interior remote regions where we have to go in the mother tongue language. Yes, I'm here speaking English. Somebody will be there interpreting for them, because that's what civic empowerment is. Yeah.
And who are you looking to partner with? We know a lot of implementation is the government to ensure that that is done.
Yeah.
Is that somewhere you're looking to consult
Yeah.
or to work together
Yeah.
to ensure that implementation is a success?
Yeah, but before we get to the government level, government comes in as the latter or as the last say, because the power is in the people. We have the voice. So civil and civic organizations, these that allegedly talk about human rights issues, these are the first people that I want to partner up with, and the county governments. Because in the county, then you'll be able to have these other meetings with the reps that are there for the county governments, and those are the people who can help you meander around their counties and sub-counties, and also institutions, because this is where you will find a lot of youth people, a lot of Gen Zs, a lot of young millennials who are tired but don't know where to start from, other than being on social media.
Right.
Yeah.
And you see, this is your path, educating people on their rights, policies. Is it rewarding for you?
I love it. Yes, I love it, because education is what I love doing, and empowering people and wanting to be a change maker in my own way and my own narrative. Not so many people are integrating or merging these fields of human rights, digital technology, public policy, and law itself into one. Yeah.
Right. And looking into the future, how are you seeing digital literacy and now how people will consume policies and understand policies and law matters?
Yeah.
How do you think it will all play out?
I'll say this: democracy is just not about casting votes.
Right.
Democracy is about being seen, being visible. If the minorities are not being visible,
Right.
yet the same policies that should affect, benefit our country are being made in Nairobi and they're being felt in Loitoktok by somebody who can't access them, then we're not actually having democracy. Yeah? So we need to revamp this word, democracy, into a narrative where all of us are being seen.
Right. And I think this is it's a conversation that we can keep having, but there is someone at home who has an idea of a business. It could be inspiring, changing the community, impacting lives. But you can always sit around an idea for so long until you give up on it.
Yeah.
What would you tell them?
Anything is achievable. Anything you put in your mind is doable. I am here starting something that is going to be revolutionary for just not Kenya, Africa, and abroad. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And thank you. And I will be consulting on law matters.
Very much.
I have an interest in that area,
Yes.
so we can take it offline.
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you so much for
Thank
being
you very
here.
much for having me.
Right.
Nancy.
And just like that, we've come to the end of our conversation here on the Groundbreaker podcast series. I have been speaking to Rosalynn Gadoni, who is the CEO and founder of DIGI Civic. Our conversation, very engaging, interesting, and of course, raising a lot of conversations. We have been talking about how technology can be leveraged and used to ensure that justice and policies are effected. I am Nancy Nalima, and let's keep the conversations going across all our social media platforms. And until next time, goodbye.